Hello everybody, this is Phonytail Bob in here, and welcome back to Train Simulator 2, where today we're going to be looking at the Tidewater Point Rail route. Yes, time for some more DLC content. Well, as is of course the case, we're going to take a look at all of the default content, so DLCs from now on. So this is a DLC route, of course, not available in the base game. You have to pay, well, weirdly enough, for this one, you have to pay $1.99 for this one. It's not just 99 cents, it's $1.99. Now, of course, this is a DLC route, so this would typically be the part of the video where I would show you all of the new rolling stock and stuff that you get in this, if in this route, if it came with any. But there is no new content in terms of rolling stock here in Tidewater Point Rail. Yeah, no new rolling stock. None. All of the rolling stock, engines, locomotives, those are the same thing, engines and rolling stock, all of the stuff that is used in this route is just default content. It's actually kind of like the arcade games video that I did a couple weeks ago. There was no new content in terms of engines and rolling stock. It is just a route. So if you want to get the route for the route, well, you better enjoy the route, because as far as new rolling stock, there's none. It's just the regular American stuff. So then, what about scenarios? Well, three of them are just kind of weird. We have the quick drive, which is a part of every route. Then with the free drive, oops, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoopsies, I didn't mean to hit the button. Edit that out. Okay, that was a bit of a mess up. But anyway, so you get quick drive, then you get free drive, which for some reason says it's a length of 2 hours and it's difficulty of hard, which makes no sense to me, because this isn't a pre-planned, pre-scripted scenario. It's a free drive scenario where everything that happens in the scenario is actually entirely up to you. You decide where the trains go, what you do. It's basically free roam mode, pretty much. It's basically quick drive, but with trains already in the world. And finally, there is the multiplayer session, of course, which is pretty normal in these Trainz 2 routes. Multiplayer is pretty much just, well, it's multiplayer, obviously. It's basically free roam, but you have multiple people driving around in the same thing. So you're pretty much left with two actual pre-scripted scenarios where you complete objectives. You have the general industry and Tidewater lumber, one of which is 50 minutes, and this one is 55 minutes long. So pretty long scenarios, but not the longest of the longest. This another that we're gonna be doing today though is the general industry. We have to fill in for the regular goods service and help keep the industries operating at capacity. So, yeah, this one will be driving the default Santa Fe SD40 or GB. I don't know. It's the blue and yellow Santa Fe engine that's default here. With general rolling stock. Alright, I think that's enough faffing about in the menus. Let's actually get into this scenario. Before we get started, be sure to check out my Fiverr gig. Link is in the description. Okay, so easy mode as per usual. Alrighty, so here is our part for the day, which is what we're doing before actually. The regularly what's again forgetting to turn off notifications. That's become a regular occurrence in these videos for some reason. I don't know why. I used to always do that, but now I don't for some reason. The regularly scheduled fuel freight service has been delayed. You will be required to fill in by transporting goods between the industries. Follow navigation markers. All right. So yeah, here is our engine, which we've already driven before actually. Oops. I guess these want us to start. Okay. Alright, well now we gotta get into that, load the crude oil. So this is interesting concepts though. We have, of course, the engine along with a empty hopper car, flatbed car, a couple of pen salts, tank cars, and another locomotive here at the back. I guess we're doing a lot of reversing and stuff today. Alright. Alrighty, so already we gotta load some crude oil. Oi. I guess while we're here, here's the entire route. Yeah, this is it. This is the route. It's not very big. There's a big blue glitch for some reason. But yeah, here is the route. And yeah. Not a very big one, to be honest. Yeah. And as far as new, like, even, like, new route assets, I'm not sure if there's any in this route. Like as far as like custom assets, that's exclusive to this route. There might be some, but nothing really special. Add wells, oil fields, and battery site. Well, that one's definitely I think that's one definitely custom asset, but yeah, there's really not much like new content in this route. It's just a bunch of default content. And I guess I gotta wait for the oil to load. So yeah. So you may be wondering about what is my history with this Tidewater Point Rail route. I don't know very much. I did get this route way back in the day, way back when Trainz 2 was a new thing. I drove it once and never again. Yeah. In fact, I almost forgot this route even existed. And, yeah, there's a very good reason for that, though. It's just not really my kind of route, to be honest. All that being said, I've driven this route in forever, so maybe there's more to this route than I remember. We'll see. So far, though, yeah, I'm not too impressed by the rolling stock, because, well, there's no new stock in this route. It's all defaults. Like, all this stuff, this whole train that you see here, this is all base game content. You don't have to buy any add-ons to use any of this content. You just get it right with the game. Which would be fine if the route, though, was had a bit more custom content in it as well. Yeah, this route just kind of exists. Okay, so it wants us to go there, so that's 3.5 miles, but that's the other way, so I think it wants us to stop here and then go in that direction. Okay, so let's flip the direction. Yeah, that's interesting. It doesn't actually tell you, like, oh, you have to back up and then go the other way. Just kind of assumes that you can guess it for yourself. I wonder how many people that's thrown off. So speaking of those 20 miles an hour, I hope it doesn't stay this way, because I don't fancy going this slow today. Speed limit, does it ever go up? I'm not sure. Oh, hang on. 35. Okay, it does go up, but not by very much. But yeah, this route, I'm not sure why it's $2. I mean, there are routes that are only $1 and have more content and stuff to play with. This is $2, and you get no new rolling stock, and I don't think there's that many new assets in here either. Like in terms of like route assets that you could use to build your own route, there's really not much here. So all you really get is, well, the Tidewater Point Rail route, which is this, and even that's not even a very big route. I mean, just a little while back we took a look at the Razorback Classic route. That was also $2, but that route was huge. Like, yeah, basically, yeah, that's kind of the most hilarious thing. We've taken a look at Razorback Classic, and yeah, one thing worth mentioning: Razorback Classic costs the same amount of money for this as this route, Tidewater Point Rail, and I already prefer Razorback Classic because Razorback Classic actually comes with new rolling stock that isn't included in the base game, and also the route that you get is massive. Like Razorback Classic, I think it's even the biggest of all of the default, or not the default, of all the DLC routes here in Trainz 2. And by these amounts, I'm talking about the routes that you have to pay for, not the ones on the downstation made by other people. I'm talking about the stuff that's for sale and comes, you know, from the developers. But Razorback Classic, yeah. Now the funny thing about Razorback Classic is Razorback Classic actually came out 2 years after this game came out, like 2016. Tidewater Point Rail, I actually don't recall if this route came out after Trainz 2 came out, or if this route was purchasable in Trainz 2 right from launch. Like, when Train Simulator 2 released back in 2014, I don't remember if this route released when the game came out, like it was already available as DLC content, or it came out, like, soon after. But I do remember Tidewater Point Rail, like, I drove this route way, like, not long after I got into Trainz 2. Like, this route has been around for a long time. Okay, speed limit drop to, this isn't, oh, 30. Okay, that's not a very big decrease, is it? So, what are your guys' opinion on Tidewater? Well, I say that. I guess I'm mainly... Oh, wait. Son of the 30. About that. There we go. Yeah, what are your thoughts for those of you who play this route a lot more regularly than I have? I mean, visually it looks nice. I kind of like the scenery. I mean, I'm more of an urban route type of guy, route with a lot of buildings. It's more of a sort of a countryside route. But the scenery does look pretty nice. Well, pretty nice considering the standards of the time. You know, the funny thing about this route, though, is that it came out, like, way back in... Or, I say back in 2014. But I wonder if this route dates back even earlier than that. Was this route ever in any of the PC versions of Trainz? Probably before Trainz in the era? Or is this a Trainz 2 exclusive route? I have to clip into this tree. Oh, I didn't realize speed limit was going down to 20. You stupid balls. It's gonna cost a few points there. Yeah. Didn't even realize speed limit was down that much. But there's a pretty slow line. Like, you're not gonna be going very fast in this route. As I've already... Okay, well, come on. Yeah, this route isn't even that big, all things considered. It may look long, but once you drive the route, yeah. You know what's kind of funny? Yeah, proceed with caution, no kidding. You know what's kind of funny? I did check out some of the scenarios before actually buying this route, and I remember the free drive saying that it was like 2 hours in land or something, and then for some reason that actually registered as like the pre-made routes. Like, hold up, the scenarios in this route are actually very long, like 2 hours and stuff. But then I learned that actually those 2 hours actually applies to the free drive scenarios. I don't even know why there's a duration on the free drive scenarios, though, because I mean, those scenarios don't even have a duration at all. It depends on how long you decide to play. You might only decide to play on there for 10 minutes or maybe 10 hours if you really enjoy it. I mean, yeah, there's no real, like, end to it. It's endless. So I don't know why. Whereas with these pre-scripted scenarios, it does matter because there is an end to these pre-scripted scenarios. Like this one that we're driving here is 50 minutes long. And so far I've actually been driving for 10 minutes. I think it's, it started at 12 o'clock on the dot. So we've been driving now for 10 minutes. So 40 minutes to go. So this feels actually be kind of long. Yeah, by the way, you guys still haven't told me, by the way, if you guys prefer shorter or longer videos, so... Right now, the video length is really decided by how long it takes to get everything done. Like, either if we're playing a scenario, or we're doing something, yeah. It's all depending on how long everything takes to complete. Most of the time, though, it's just decided by the scenario duration, pretty much, like... So this time, there's a 50-minute scenario, so... the video, of course, won't be 50 minutes long, because, of course, there's the intro and outro that we have to add on. So, it's not going to explain everything and what's going on for those of you who have absolutely no idea. And it's going down to Denny, apparently. Okay. Speed limits on this route are pretty weird. And yeah, also I forgot to mention, I was trying to say it earlier, but yeah, so this locomotive, this is actually the third Trainz video that I've actually driven this locomotive in. First time I actually drove this locomotive was in the first ever Trainz video since returning to these videos back in 2022, last year. So that was in the Return to Train Simulator 2 on the Scenic USA route. And then we actually drove this locomotive again briefly in just the last Trainz 2 video, where we were playing the arcade games on the more power game thing. And now, only 2 weeks since the last Trainz 2 video, we're already playing this, we're driving this engine again, this time much more extensively. So, if you guys really like the Santa Fe SD40-2, I don't even know the name of this locomotive. It's a mid-sized Roadrunner or whatever. I don't know. All American locomotives are pretty much the same to me. See, that's why I kind of struggle to remember all these different names for locomotives, because, like I said, they're all kind of just the same to me. As opposed to European trains, which are all fairly different from each other, and I can actually memorize the names of certain locomotives because they look distinctly different. Anyway, welcome to the, I'm not sure if this is east or west, but welcome to the, this end of the route. Also, you know something I just realized? There's no compass in Trainz. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh, wait, stop. Oh, hang on a minute. It wants to go here. Oh. None of the points are automatic in this scenario, it seems. Oh. Oh, that's brilliant. I've got to go back. So that's weird. Yeah, this is actually kind of lazy. Because none of the points are automatically set. All of them are manual in this scenario, which is kind of, stupid. Because, hold on a minute, it's the job of the dispatcher to set the points. It's just the job of the driver to get the train to where it needs to go. Why am I being in charge of setting the points? I understand if this was a shunting scenario, but this isn't shunting. We're actually on the road for this one. Weird. Alright, so they backed up. Next to the points. And let's pull up to our actual destination. Actually, I'm not even sure. Well, let's see. I'm not sure if this night will take 15 minutes, but again, we'll see. There's something else to find interesting. Even I've noticed that Train Simulator 2 actually tells you the duration of scenarios, which makes sense. And even the durations are actually pretty accurate to how long the scenario will actually take. Sometimes it can be a little bit more or less, but yeah. And the funny thing is that over in Train Simulator 3, there is no scenario duration as far as I know. So you kind of have to just know how long the scenario is. Or not know how, but no, just play the scenario and then find out. Now, funnily enough, most of the scenarios I played over in Trainz, they've actually been less than an hour long, so there's that, I guess. But, you know. There's one point, though, where I was playing that route, that's another Rocky Mountain thingy route, and that's quite a lot longer than I thought, and yeah, it's fish. Alright, so here we're gonna unload the crude oil. Is on the right path this time. Oh, hold up. Oh. The things come out. Huh. Well, there you go. Actually unloading the oil. No way. Also, look at how blocky these tankers look. You can definitely tell their age. Oh, and there's the thing pulling out. Okay, now we gotta load diesel over here. Oh, there's a train. Wait. Oh, hello there. Wow, an AI train. You know, the funny thing is they actually show that F7 pulling those Baby Ruth coaches or boxcars in the thumbnails. Or the images for the scenario, which I find to be kind of weird because you don't even drive that train. At least, or do you? Let's see where the scenario goes. By the way, that asset there where we just unload the fuel. Or crude oil, I mean. Is that exclusive to this route, or is that just default? A default asset that I'm not familiar with. Because now I actually don't know. Oh, looks like this guy is doing some shunting. Interesting. Right, let's load the diesel. I think that means loading stuff back into these tanker cars. Yes. We get to see the pumps in action again. I can even kind of see the slot where it goes into. Okay, here we are at this industry plant. And there they are again. One other thing that I find interesting about these loaders, though, is that, interestingly enough, they come out exactly in line with where the tankers are. Like, you don't have to stop at a very specific position. It just comes out where where your train stops. Also, look how old this asset looks. Oh boy. I mean, yeah, this game did come out in 2014, but I think this content date's a lot earlier than that. Wait. Unload the diesel? What? Wait. Why are we unloading something that we just loaded already? Weird. I guess because the shunting engine is supposed to do this, but I guess something's wrong with him, so we gotta do the work ourselves. Alright, there's F7. Doing some work of his own in the background. So, visually, this route actually looks pretty nice. I do like the scenery. I just wish it had more custom content, or, you know, content that's not already in the base game. So, if you purchase routes here in Train Simulator 2 to get more like custom assets and, well, custom assets in general, or assets that are not already in default game, you might want to skip this route, because as far as new locomotives in stock, again, there's none. And even as far as like new route assets, there's not. I don't think there's very much. So, if you're building a route and you want some more assets to use, you probably want to skip this route, especially since it's $2 as well. And I know $2 sounds like a very small amount compared to, you know, the Trainz PC version and other train simulators out there. But when you compare it to other add-ons that you can get here for Trainz 2, it's a bit on the steep end. Especially, you know, there are better routes out there that are only like $1. And even in the $2 range, there's better value, you know, for money. I mean, just a few weeks ago, we looked at the Razorback Classic route, which was also $2, but that had a route that was massive, and it came with assets that was, you know, unique to the route. This is also $2 and doesn't have any of that. So, yeah. I know I'm kind of just going over the same points now, but, yeah, Tidewater Point Rail just, it's kind of unimportant in the world of the Trainz 2 routes. There's really no reason to get it unless you really like American trains that run through slow countryside. And as far as American trains, well, I hope you really like the default American trains, because that's all we're going to be driving on this route as far as scenarios. I mean, of course, though, you could also make your own custom scenarios, because unlike Train Simulator 3, this game actually still has the ability to make custom scenarios and everything. So, I mean, if you really want to, you could just run trains from wherever you want. You can run Australian trains, British trains, German trains, whatever you fancy. Because all things considered, I don't think this route is actually really... I mean, okay, blue sky mining. There's a lot of Americanisms on this route, I feel. But you don't necessarily have to drive American trains on this route. Or do you? Oh. As I suppose it's an Australian flatbed here. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna load some coal. Well, we only have one coal hopper. Oh, is it? Oh. Ooh, hello there. Oh, I think Windows is telling me stuff. Okay, this is cool, though. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness, he just drove into the tunnel and came back. Okay, this is pretty cool. I like this. Not sure if there's a custom asset or default, but... I mean, if it's custom and you want some dump trucks, I guess there's that. Look at that. Dumps the coal. And goes back into a shed. Alright, now we're gonna load some coal wagons, or coal hoppers. Use American terminology here. And I've just come to realize how industrial this route was. I've just right now, I just went to my head for a second to try to think of what to potentially tell this video, because, yeah. Another thing I just realized on this route is that there is no passenger work to be done on this route. Okay, why is, for some reason the emergency brake rod has been killing me today. Alright, coal's been loaded. Oh, 6 miles to go back. Okay, let's reverse the track facing. Go. 6 miles. Oh. Okay, we're actually see most of the route now. Oh, there you go. Alrighty, we've done some shunting and switching moves, and now we're going to see more of the route. Oh, I just realized, even the grade crossings here are British. Why? Why are there British grade crossings being used in an American route? Or rather, it's supposed to be American. Just remember to flip the points here. Gotta do that so we don't run off the end of the track and crash and stuff. Is that Santa Fe train still here? No, I guess he's left. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, he's over here. Oh. What are you doing? I'm not even sure if doing anything. I think he's just there just to look nice. Alrighty, back to, well, not back to, we're just going now, going to the other end of the route. So let's not get bobbed for speeding this time. Okay, well, we've seen shunting move, and I get to see more driving and more stuff to see on this route. So, yeah, like I said, this smells very industrial. And I actually don't think you'll ever be doing any passenger work on this route. It's just all freight. Or all industries. Yeah, I don't know. I am being a bit critical of this route, but you know, it would be fun if this route was just the regular 99 cents. But the fact they charged an extra $1 for this one, I'm not really sure how to feel about it. Well, we still haven't seen all the route yet, so let's see if there's still some stuff that can be robbed by. We're gonna be going slow. So, I pretty much don't have things to say. Once again, as far as life updates and life stories, I haven't really got any. Just kinda, everything's pretty standard at the moment. As far as videos, at least. Well, no, as far as everything, I guess there's some stuff that I do have in the distant plans. I'm hoping to move into a place of my own, perhaps in the fall at some point. And for that, we're going to try to apply for Social Security Section 8, which will allow me to only have to pay 30%. Actually, I'm not too sure how it works, but basically, I'll only basically I'll only have to pay like 30% of the rent, and the rest of that will be paid by Social Security. Now I say that that's only really sort of like the basis of the details and everything. As for actually, as for what Social Section 8 actually properly entails, that's something that's going to be ironed out later. In fact, just next week is actually probably when I'm going to be filling out some forms and stuff. And yeah. As far as other news, well, the temperature is actually starting to warm up, and it's actually getting warm pretty quickly this year. Yeah. Because the temperature was the weirdest thing last year. Like, around this time last year, it was consistently cold all the way until, like, June or May or something. Well, basically, it took all the way until summer. Like, okay, so here's the funny thing about northeastern weather, or at least the weather that way it was last year. Typically, the month of April is when the temperature begins to go up. You know, that's when we sort of like exit out of like the cold temperatures of wintertime, and we begin to transition to the warmer temperatures as we, you know, get into spring. Well, actually, we're basically already in spring, but the temperatures basically go up in preparation for summertime. Because by the time that May comes around, well, usually by the time that May comes around, then stays pretty warm up until September, which is when the weather goes back down again in preparation for the winter months. That didn't actually happen last year. In fact, last year, at least in the first half of the year, it was a bit weird. So last year, the weather was consistently like in the 50 to 60 degrees, sort of ballpark, And then, by the time that May came around, it then shot right up to 90. Which is weird. So there was no spring last year, at least here, Northeast. It was basically just winter weather, and then straight to summertime. Yep, no real build up of the sorts. We just went right from cold to hot. There was no gradual climb in the temperatures. It just went from cold to hot. But this year, it seems the temperature is actually more normal. It's actually consistently getting warmer, although it's actually still a bit wild and a bit all over the place. Like some days, like today, ironically, it's actually like the weather's pretty warm. It's like 70s and even getting close to the 80s. And then other days it's back down in the 50s. It's colder. Makes no sense. And stuff today is actually 88 degrees, and I'm actually kind of want to go outside today, but I gotta do this video, of course. But already, yeah, it's the coolest day of the year, and it's only April. Which is a good thing, by the way, because I welcome the warmer weather. Because that means I can go out more often, instead of being stuck inside all day. Ironically, I can't go outside today, because I gotta make this video. But hopefully on certain days I'll be able to go out more often, and, yeah. Actually, this weekend, and actually, ironically, the day that I'm recording this, well, no, actually, no, the day before, or, oh my goodness, my brain's all messed up. The day before that this video uploads, I'm actually hoping to go to my first race event of the year, which would be the, I believe it's called the Northeast Classic at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Yes, I'm talking about racing stuff, even though I don't do racing content anymore, but but yeah. Ironically, back in 2022, last year, it took until like the beginning of May to finally, I had to go to the first race event of the year. That was the opening weekend at the Scenic Speedway. And even by then, it was still 60 degrees, and it was still pretty chilly that day. Yeah, pretty chilly day, but it was just warm enough to where we could stay there the whole time without freezing to death. Yeah. And actually, this year we were actually considering going to the Icebreaker event at the Thompson Speedway, but it was just way too cold those days. Like, especially the day that we wanted to go on Saturday, which was the 125 lap modified race, it was just too cold. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that, there's a racing event, but I kind of wish that these race organizers, hold up, this is gonna get weird. Oh, never mind. Yeah, all the junctions are manual in this scenario for some reason. And as I was saying, I kind of wish these race organizers did did a better job at scheduling races, and did it at times of the year where it's not super cold, because me living in the north, it's very cold for a good half of the year. Like, I think half the year is hot, and you can actually go outside and enjoy yourself. And the other half of the year, it's so cold that you're just better off staying inside. Yeah, sometimes I do kind of wish I lived in the southern United States, because there it's a lot warmer throughout most of the year. Like, even in, like, October, November, and even February and March, it's pretty warm in the south, and you can, I can have outdoor events. And even in January, sometimes it's so warm that, you can host outdoor events and not freeze to death. Whereas up here in the north, forget about it. Really, April and May is really your first opportunity of the year to host like an outdoor event, and then you pretty much have only until September and October when the weather begins to get cold again, and after that, back inside you go. Yeah, I do quite like living here in the Northeast, but one of the downsides to living in the Northeast is that it's cold for half of the year. Yeah, one thing I want to do if I ever get rich is maybe get like a second home located in like Florida or something, and I can just stay there while it's like freezing up here in the north, so at least I can still be outside and do things. And nothing happens up here in the north anyways in that time of the year. I mean, there's a few train shows and everything. Oh yeah, there's even the Big E show at the Anyone know the Big E show, by the way? This is part of the... That's just the one where they have all, like, the... Actually, I got a video on that coming out next week, so you'll actually know what I'm talking about pretty soon. But otherwise, not much really happens at this time of year. In terms of racing events, well, there's none. Pretty much, the racing season pretty much dies down by the time that you reach the end of October, and then it starts to begin in April. So pretty much throughout November, December, January, February, March, there's no racing at all here in the Northeast. Or the North in general, actually. Well, I mean, there are racing events in the United States in that time, but they're all in the South, because, you know, that's where the weather's a lot warmer. A lot of you real fans probably have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, and I'm pretty much just looking for something to talk about whilst we complete this journey, because I have nothing really to say. This is pretty cool, though. Well, look at this. We're going over a bridge over water. It's green, too. It's kind of interesting looking. Alright, so down a bit because we have a decrease in speed, and so we're going through a passing loop. Yeah. Also, do you really want to cruise at 20? Oh yeah, because there's a curve coming up. That makes sense. Alright, so where are we now then? We're now halfway across the route. And, two-thirds of the way to our... Actually, no, we're about halfway to our destination. We're getting close, though. And I believe once we get there and do some shunting work around there, that'll probably be the conclusion of the scenario. And, we've pretty much seen a lot of stuff here on the Tidewater Point Rail route, so... Yeah, let me know, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments about what you think about this route. Is it a bit too expensive, or do you like this route, or what? I do think that American route fans might like this route. Or at least ones that like slow trains. But otherwise, this route just kind of exists. The only thing I'm not a fan of this route is the price tag. Like, if it was 99 cents, I'd be like, okay, it's a fine route, but it's $2? Why? Why would you pay $2 for this route when you can pay $2 for Razorback Classic, which has more routage or more tracks to drive on and more rolling stock as well? And me running, well, Fronty, you just paid $1.99 to do this video. And, yeah, because I'm a content creator. It's kind of my thing to buy content, or torrent it in some cases, to do YouTube videos about it. Now, I should mention, as far as torrenting things, I have mentioned in past videos that I do pirate stuff. I download it for free because I don't want to pay for it. That actually mainly applies to PC stuff, because pirating on iPad is a bit more difficult, and I don't think I'll ever be able to figure out how to do that. But as far as stuff I covered on mobile, I actually pay for all of it, so that means all the Trainz ATS games, so Trainz ATS 1, 2, 3, and same goes for the Trainz games. I buy all the add-ons and things, and as we enter Tunnel, which is pretty cool. But the reason why I do pay for the stuff is, well, obviously because to do content on it. And it is still pretty cheap in the grand scheme of things, especially since I'm not getting $1,300 a month from Social Security. So that actually means I'm only spending about like $20 a month. No, less than that. Potentially, depending on what I'm doing. For like... Actually, no, it is close to $20 a month. But still, basically nothing compared to how much money I'm getting. So, yeah. And ironically, now that I've enabled monetization, I'm actually now making some of the money back that I actually spent on this content. So that's kind of neat. As of now, I have actually made $2. So that's about the price of this add-on. Funnily enough. Yeah, I will admit YouTube monetization isn't... Well, not yet anyways. Hasn't quite been the big sort of bang as I thought it was going to be. Of course, I'm going to keep trying. Yeah, I'm still going to try to put out 2 videos a week and everything, but, Well, we'll see what happens. Alright, so we just went through like a more of a sort of mountain area. Now we're sort of back on some more flat terrain. I will say the scenery of this road does look pretty nice. Yeah, it is pretty nice. I do like it. Do I think that makes it about worthy of the extra dollar? In a sense, not really. If even if this route was like $1, like or 99 cents, I'd be like, okay, this route's pretty alright. But it's $2, so it's a bit steep for me. Anyway, I'm just now talking about a bunch of random stuff until we actually get to where we're supposed to be getting to, which is actually not far off now, only 1 mile to go. I'm gonna unload the coal and not sure, gonna do some more yard work or I'll just unload the coal and then that'll be the end of the scenario. Oh, this is pretty cool. We got a road bridge right next to a rail bridge. That's pretty neat. I like that. Okay, where do you want me to go? Point set wrong. Wants us to go here. Okay. And that's pretty much most of the route. There's of course a big yard here, and I might even take that out real quick. But that's pretty much the Tidewater Point Rail route. It's only 6 miles in length, so 6 miles. That's it. That's all you get. I just realized. Like, yeah, I just realized. So hold up. The Razorback Classic Route has 130 compared to this, which has 6. And we've just driven the entire route in like 15 minutes. Yeah. I don't know. You guys may have to be the judge of this one. I like the scenery and detailing, but that doesn't quite justify the cost for me. Heh. You know what? We may have to return this route sometime to sort of get some more value for money. We'll see. But next week, though, we'll be on, or not next week, a couple weeks when the next Trainz video comes out, we'll be on something completely different. As here we are, about to unload the coal. Yes. Not sure if we have other things to do. Let's see. There's not much else here, though. Actually, the line ends here. Oh! And that's gonna do it. Perfect run. Oh. There you go. That's it. That's the whole scenario. Alright, before we end the video, I might as well check out or show you guys some of the last of the route, because we've pretty much seen almost the entire thing. Ooh, the bridge look over there looks pretty cool. Oh, there's a big, ooh, there's a pretty big yard here. 2 big yards, actually. Look at that. This actually looks pretty cool. And then the route just ends here. Yep. It would look like it would continue there, but it doesn't. Let's keep going, because there's some more bits of the road over here. This bridge, 2-track bridge, should look pretty cool. Huh. Seriously, some of the coolest parts of the route, we don't even get to see it, or we don't get to drive on it today. Well, that's pretty much the Tidewater Point Rail in a nutshell, then. Actually, no, that's the nutshell. Well, okay, yeah, that's the route, then. So yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a comment of what you think about the Tidewater Point Rail. I'm a bit more critical about this one because it's $2 for a route that includes no new rolling stock, and the route itself is actually pretty small in terms of thing, and I don't see that many custom assets. But let me know what you think, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in whatever I make next.